Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is the SCB Steelers Podcast presented by Deck Roofing Incorporated of South Florida. And we are very pleased and proud to be part of the Variety Sports Network. And of course, the show comes to you every week from the Frank Walker Law Studio. And my pleasure to welcome in all the guys tonight. And I see Charger is here from Australia. And Melvin is in from the Lone Star State. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have won 2 straight games over Baltimore and the Miami Dolphins. So I don't know about you guys, but get those Super Bowl tickets ready. It's coming. Yeah. Anyway. I'm going to do my best not to talk much tonight. Of course, I say that, but who knows? I'm trying not to.
You are recording this, right?
I am recording this.
Okay.
Why?
Because there's a tab over here that says recording hasn't started.
No, we're a minute 40 in. Hey, Aaron. We're recording. In any case, gentlemen, welcome back. What's everybody drinking tonight? Ian, you look to be in a different location for some reason.
I am in a different location. Yeah. So my wife is having a craft night for a bunch of other moms downstairs where we usually record. So I am up in our bedroom.
Not down there doing crafts.
What a fucking guy. What a guy. What a husband. I tell you, man. What a fucking guy.
Now, are they going to get loud though? Are they going to bother us on the show tonight?
No, but we may have to swap whenever they all leave. I'll go back downstairs, and then
it makes sense.
She might have to put the baby to bed, but I got all the other kids to bed, by myself, so it was all right.
Outstanding work. Outstanding.
So not too bad. But at any rate, I've got beer and whiskey, so another normal night. I think I got some old Overholt whiskey.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, I got that once on your recommendations. Very nice.
Cheers.
Scarpino, are you proudly wearing your Ohio sweatshirt after the
after my
dismissal of your football coach?
Drunken buffoon of a football coach was fucking part.
Aaron jumping right in.
My dad, it was funny. My dad texted me last night, and I didn't see it. And then I saw it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I joked. I was like, "He was partying at Lincoln Hall because that's where I lived as a freshman."
Yeah.
And then today he sent me the updated text. I was like, "Jesus Christ!" Like the guy was saucing left and right. But hey, 8-4. I mean, hell, 8-4 sauced up. Could be worse.
That's
this
right.
is
Speaking of sauce, are you drinking wine from a bottle?
Yeah, I mean it's Christmas. It's the holidays. See a little dark horse Pinot Grigio, whatever.
Pinot Grigio.
Is that the Scarpino Grigio?
It could be.
Yeah,
it's almost like Scarpal Tunnel. But I like white wine and red wine. I like wine in general. I don't.
Well, you're a wine guy. Okay.
I like anything that takes the pain away.
Takes the pain away. Amen. We should all subscribe to that. Ben, what are you drinking tonight? I know you got your Blue Moon there, but what's your
fucking Blue Moon, which again, it's not my favorite, but it was free, so
right,
whatever, it's fine. And a little tin cup rye.
Tin cup rye. Well, I have a hot toddy tonight, gentlemen, and I topped it off with my mixtures right here. So got some tea, got some lemon, got some honey in this baby. So we'll see how long the old voice can hold out here. Ben, go ahead and lead us off. Who gets your game ball from the 28-15 win over the Dolphins?
The offensive line again. I thought they did a great job. In particular, Dylan Cook, who – it wasn't like he did that great a job, but for a guy coming off the practice squad to start, and played the entire game, didn't come off the field once. No. I thought he played really well, and they were setting him up one-on-one, and he held his ground. So
I was stunned by that he was left alone so often.
The offensive line did a really nice job, and they got a lot of push on run plays, and yeah, I was really pleased. I don't know about you guys.
Mm-hmm. Scarps, who is your game baller?
I'm not going to say an obvious choice, but I think this is sort of a game ball for this game, but also the whole year, and that's Kenneth Gainwell, Kenny G.
Yeah.
When they first signed him, I like the signing because I thought that they were finally going to use a running back by committee approach. And, I'm not going to sit here and say that Jalen Warren and Sam Darnold seeing ghosts.
Oh.
Yep. Rams pick 6. Unbelievable. Oh, he got tackled soon. Oh my God. Fucking Sam Darnold versus the Rams is absolutely horrid. Anyway,
those uniforms are absolutely fucking horrid. Those Seahawks uniforms, what the hell are they doing? Selling tuna fish?
I love those Rams unis.
Oh my God, they're awful. Not the Rams the Seahawks.
Unis. Yeah, the Seahawks, they're a little bit. There's like too many hues in there. Anyway, Hugh Grant.
Exactly.
The
Hugh Laurie.
But getting back to Kenneth Gainwell, because I have the attention span of a squirrel or a dog. I used to be like, where's Jalen Warren? Where's Jalen Warren? And at this point, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, whoever gets to the end zone gets to the end zone. And Kenny G, man, that dude fucking makes big plays all the time.
He does.
I'm surprised he's gotten this many touches, but you know what? He's so efficient. I mean, I don't know where some nerd find me a stat, but Kenneth Gainwell is probably a top 10 most efficient running back in this league. I would bet any money on that. I
don't know about that, but he has done well. And we finally got our wish, and Jalen Warren actually played on third downs and allowed a pressure and a sack.
You don't think Gainwell's efficient? A top 10 efficient back?
I don't know that he's top 10 efficient, but I think that because if you're talking 50% on first down and 60% on second down and 100% on third down, right?
I just think it like maybe you're right about that. I'm just saying like there has to be some sort of metric that measures touch it, not yards per touch, but like efficiency per touch.
There is. Yes,
there is.
Thank you, Ian. Is he top 10? Do you see it? Are you trying to help me out? Are you trying to defend me? Thank you. What a Christmas miracle. I just
on your side, right?
I know, but I just, I
like him better in space than I do between the tackles, but I do like him as a running back, and he reminds me a lot of Mewelde Moore, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying.
He's way
here.
Better, but yeah, I
don't think he's better than Mewelde Moore, but he is a really nice player, and they need to re-sign him, in my opinion.
All right, so can I jump in here?
Yes,
please.
Okay, so there is a stat. It's called success rate, and Ben was alluding to it, right? So success rate is defined by getting essentially 40% of the yards on first down. So first and 10, you got to get 4 yards.
I thought it was 50.
More.
It's 4?
It's 4. So it's 40% on first down, 60% on second down, and 100% on third or fourth down. So the number one, and this is just rushing success rate. There isn't a combined rush and pass, but just rushing success rate. Kieran Williams from the Rams is number 1. Blake Corum from the Rams is number 2.
Wow.
Shit.
Josh Allen is number 3, but he's a quarterback, so we'll throw him out. And guess who's number 4? Kenny fucking Gainwell. So
nice.
number 3 among running backs in success rate. So
nice.
Scarp's spot on.
Yeah, I think right now he's at the very least he's the offensive MVP, if not the team MVP. Right now I could be argued into somebody else, but I'll say that for now. Ian, who's your game baller for this week?
Well, I was going to give it to Dylan Cook, but Ben kind of stole that one.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'm gonna go with Arthur Smith for basically rubbing his nuts all over the Dolphins and getting Jonnu Smith a rushing touchdown against his old team.
Yeah, that was.
And Connor Hayward a rushing touchdown. 2 tight ends with rushing touchdowns in the same game. Like, I don't like a lot of what Arthur Smith does, but he was rubbing it in on the Dolphins, specifically with their former player, Jonnu. And, Jalen Ramsey had a pretty good game too. And, shout out to DK Metcalf for just tossing Minkah Fitzpatrick aside on that touchdown like he was a rag doll. I almost gave it to DK just for that.
Well, I loved Aikman's consistent. He kept talking about arm strength. I'm not a big believer in arm strength, but right there I was. Classic. You guys have hit on the guys I was thinking of. we've been very hard on him this year, but I think it was one of Cam Hayward's more consistent games. I'm not going to say great. I'm just going to say when
he's
you
been
have
consistent all year.
Well, but when you don't have Derek Harmon and you've got Benton, who Benton is such a wild card. I mean, he'll make a play and then the next play he just gets completely blown out or goes in the wrong gap or
Caleb Williams of defensive alignment.
Yeah, and so and Cam came up with a couple of real big plays there. So I'll give it to him and I'm gonna kind of send this over to Scarps here. I was very I don't know what the word is. I found it interesting that his sack celebration, he mimicked TJ. Now, he didn't do it nearly as good because he doesn't have nearly the hamstring flexibility that TJ has. But Scarps, what were you thinking when you saw that? Because if you're going to celebrate a guy like that, that usually means he's not out 1 week. It might mean he's out a little longer than that. That was my take. Scarps, what did you think? Scarps is a guy that's muted.
Scarpino is here's a guy that still hasn't mastered the mute after the pandemic. So, at
least you're not masturbating like Jeffrey Tubin.
Holy
you got that
shit.
going for you.
Oh my God, you're right. Remember that? And, and that guy still got a job afterwards.
Oh yeah, it's America. What the hell?
America loves to come back, man.
Literally a comeback.
Oh my gosh.
Whoops. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate Cam paying homage
to cool glass.
Paying homage to his teammate.
Maybe you guys are nice.
And yeah, I have been critical of Cam. I've been critical of Cam this year. I joked to you guys the other night. I was like, congrats on Cam getting his second sack of the year. Hopefully, 8 more he'll get to feed his family. But yeah, I mean, you say that, but then TJ was at the facility today. Like the Steelers posted some stuff. They always have by the way, when the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra comes in, it is fucking cool as hell, man. There's like 4 people fucking banging out Christmas songs. Like the most elite musicians in the world are here doing it. So
it looks like a fun time, to be quite honest with you.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. But I don't know necessarily if he was doing that because I think Cam was just doing it in support of his teammate. I don't think he was hinting that he's going to be out long term or not. But based on, are we going into this or
sure, go for it? Yeah.
Well, I just would say based on like I'm gonna stick with this. It's a very strange situation, everything that's happened, and I understand that there needs to be discretion because there could be potential investigations or legal matters, and I understand that. But it's just very strange to me that the team's message and JJ's message were not consistent. And once JJ broke the news, it's no longer an internal matter, right? Like, it's not like TJ and the team weren't talking. The fact that JJ said something to me means something because obviously TJ's telling him information. I'm not saying TJ is telling JJ to say something, and then you see TJ, and I told you, and I'll be transparent, I told you guys this, that there's a reason why that the Steelers allowed that photo of TJ to be posted, because it's good optics. It shows that there's nothing going on here.
There's no ill will.
There's no hard feelings. Nothing wrong happened here. And that's the thing. I don't know if there was any wrongdoing. I'm not asking for inside information. I don't know who's right or who's wrong, but the bottom line is the Steelers' best player arguably isn't playing for the second straight week because of some sort of incident. Wet dream killer, Melvin, appreciate you. Could be worse. So I just, this is a very bizarre situation, and I think it's a much bigger story. And then, later, as people see TJ at the facility, people start speculating, oh, he's going to be back for the Browns game. He's going to be this and that. Nobody fucking knows. But the bottom line is he's not playing this weekend, and probably neither is Nick Herbig. No. And they're facing probably the best offense they're going to face. Maybe even all year if they make a playoff run until maybe they face the Rams. But
they're facing the best running back they've faced all year, and maybe in my opinion, maybe the best running back in the NFL.
And as a guy who drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, and he has alternated 3 touchdowns every other week, and this is the week he's supposed to get 3 touchdowns. And there's a fantasy football semifinal matchups. Oh, I hope he has a career day, but the Steelers win by 1 point.
Why I hate fantasy?
Long as the Steelers win, baby.
See, and I'm not a hater.
No. Well, as you mentioned in our chat today, that there is an optic thing to TJ being photographed there. And it's not like you saw tubes and shit coming out of his sweatshirt and stuff. I mean, he looked like just another one of the guys sitting there. So, it's a good a good PR move to put the photo out there and just let people like us have discussions about it, But I don't think he's playing this weekend either.
I think he's definitely not playing this weekend. Yeah, I mean 99%. But I think the thing that people need to realize who are critical of us going, hey, this seems odd. Seems like everybody is circling the wagons. TJ on one side and the Steelers on the other, and there is going to be an investigation. The NFLPA is going to be driving it. And again, I talked about this last week. They have an obligation. They have a duty to their members to investigate the Steelers and make sure that this kind of thing wasn't due to negligence. And that's definitely happening. I'm not saying that TJ is going to sue the Steelers. His money's guaranteed this year. It's guaranteed in 26 and in 27. It'd be really difficult for him to prove that he suffered any kind of a financial loss because of this. So I don't see him suing the Steelers himself. It's not like the Tyrod Taylor situation where he's going, hey, you guys did this. I was an ascending player. Now I'm not.
Right.
I had an opportunity to generate some tape that would have potentially made me a starting NFL quarterback, and I never got that opportunity because you injured me. That's different.
Oh, no doubt.
Entirely different.
Yep.
TJ's got another 68 million due to him, fully guaranteed next 2 seasons. And his salary this year also fully guaranteed. So it's not really a question of whether or not TJ is going to sue. It's how much of an investigation there's going to be,
right,
and where that's going to go. And Mike Florio, as much as people hate him, he is a labor lawyer by training. He says the thing that's really interesting to him about this is that Mike Tomlin seems to be making an effort not to know anything. It's like, whatever, man. I don't want to know. Just tell me when he gets back. I don't want to know what happened. I don't want to know what the particulars are. I don't want to have to speak on it. I don't want to have to testify about this.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Right.
And I think he's got a point. I think he has a valid point that Mike is just like, I am just trying to steer as clear from this thing as I possibly can. It's an unfortunate situation.
Sure.
Nobody died, but it's an unfortunate situation.
Right.
And I would rather not involve myself in it. I'm going to make the best of the situation for as long as I can here.
Yeah. And so Ian, if Herbig doesn't go, what are the Steelers left with, and how do they, what the hell do they do?
I mean, DeMarvin Leal got a few snaps last week. They still have Jack Sawyer, which, and Alex Highsmith. So you're kind of...
Jack Sawyer's fine on run plays.
Yeah. But I would imagine, I would imagine Terrell Austin's probably going to bring some more blitzes. And he did bring some strategic blitzes. And Patrick Queen actually got some guys down on the ground this week.
Yeah.
Instead of just running right past them and being like, oh, look, there goes a player with a football. So
damn.
He does that. He runs by
guys. He does. But I mean, Shazier used to do it too,
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
So, they're going to have bodies. I think they just signed Jeremiah Moon from the Panthers practice squad, so he at least has some familiarity with our defense. So they're going to have some warm bodies, but they're not going to be able to generate the same kind of, effective edge rush as they were, previously. So we'll see what happens. It's not a good situation,
back,
especially going into Detroit, playing in a dome. Where it's going to be a fast track, and the Lions have some really fast players.
Yes, they do.
So it's going to be one of those situations where a lot is going to be asked of Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson in the middle, and you just kind of have to hope that the guys in front of them hold up enough that those guys can stay clean and keep the linemen off those guys and let them flow to the ball. But I don't know. I mean, we talked about Jamar Gibbs. He's really fast. Like, he might be able to beat both of those guys to the edge.
Yeah. Well, he's not afraid to lower his shoulder either.
Yeah,
I mean,
he is.
That dude is a stud.
And great example.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I would just say that if you remember, they drafted him in the first round. And then in the second round, they took, was it Jack Campbell?
Yeah. No, I think they had 2 first-round picks that year. They took Campbell at like 28 or 29.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
So they took Gibbs first, and then Campbell.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all the fucking internet warriors were like, you should have taken Campbell first and gotten Gibbs and Sarah. It doesn't matter. They're both really good players. And Brad Holmes, and I want to say this, Brad Holmes has done a fucking great job in Detroit. And, you can talk about Dan Campbell all you want. He's very aggressive, and he says, and I'll say this, who's Dan Campbell remind you of? A little bit.
A young Mike Tomlin?
Yes. Does he not?
Ryan?
Oh, well, okay.
Reminds me of Rex Ryan, dude. He says a lot of dumb shit.
Okay. But if Mike Tomlin never won that Super Bowl early on, but that's not a discredit to Mike Tomlin. I'm just saying, I feel like
Mike is more eloquent than Dan Campbell.
Okay.
Dan Campbell,
I feel like Mike
like a middle linebacker.
Oh, okay, but I feel that like he's also a player's coach, but I believe I feel he's here perfect. He's a player's coach with an offensive mindset. Mike is a player's coach with a defensive mindset. So I'm excited to see this matchup this week because
it's a good look at it. Yeah.
Because, in last year in particular, the Lions lost at home in a divisional round. They had locked up the number 1 seed. They had a ton of injuries. Let's be real. They had a ton of injuries, but they lost. So Dan Campbell is under a lot of. I keep wanting to say Mike Campbell because he's the guitar player from Tom Petty. Sorry, from Dan Campbell. So like they're both coaches that are definitely players coaches, different philosophies, but they're both pretty good fucking coaches in this league. And I'm interested to see how this all shapes out on Sunday. I know we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
And that's like so. I want to say that because I want to defend myself. Bless you.
Thank you.
But my criticisms of Mike Tomlin would be the same if I was a Lions fan about Dan Campbell, right? I would say I literally would say the same thing. Hey, you talk a lot, you have your cliches, people want to play for you, but show me something. And the Lions have been more successful over the past 3 to 4 years than Mike has, but Mike has the Super Bowl. So,
well, let me just
a lot more emotional.
That's my fault. I went on that tangent. I apologize.
That's all right.
Campbell's a lot more emotional during games than Mike.
Mike used to be a lot more emotional during games, though.
And he's not as eloquent as Mike. Mike can actually speak. Mike can actually speak in circles and say nothing. It's really wonderful. Everybody loves that.
Fair point.
I was going to add that, Jamar Gibbs, we talked so much about Najee Harris drafting him in the first round, all that. If you draft a running back in the first round, you want to draft a guy like Jamar Gibbs, right? Who can do it all, who can run, who can pass, who's got the breakaway home run hitting speed. Like the dude can do it all. That's a guy you invest a first round pick in, not necessarily a guy.
Melvin makes a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that Campbell's had some great coordinators and Tomlin hasn't necessarily had that.
Yeah.
But what's the dynamic around that?
Well,
right, for sure. No. Let Scarps finish. This is a good point.
But what's the dynamic around that? Because Mike Tomlin retained Bruce Arians and Dick LeBeau. And ever since both of them left, and Todd Haley was go ahead, Ben.
Arians was the wide receivers coach under Cowher.
Tight ends coach.
Yeah.
No. Under Cowher, I believe he was wide receivers coach when Mike came on board, and then he promoted him to OC.
Well, yeah, because Wiz had gone to Arizona.
Wiz was the OC, and he went to Arizona.
Okay.
Yep.
But he retained him. He retained Arians. He retained LeBeau. LeBeau was already the coordinator. Arians got the promotion to offensive coordinator. Since that time, though, and Todd Haley, all know I love Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Todd,
man.
Todd's great.
He's a weird dude, but I mean, he was a really good OC.
And then, and then Butts was okay.
Yeah.
But since those guys, they have not had good coordinators. And why is that? Why is that? I don't know. But I will say this. Is that the Lions lost Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, who are both head coaches now, and Ben Johnson is doing pretty great, and Aaron Glenn's not doing so great.
Right.
But the Lions defense, to me, even with injuries this year as they've had, is doing just about the same as it has. And the offense is doing about the same as it has. And Dan Campbell has taken over play calling. And I look at a Steelers defense that has lost Dick LeBeau and has hired Keith Butler and now Terrell Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a defense that has only gotten worse. Numbers-wise, they're worse. Now, if they got to play the Miami Dolphins shitty team every week, they'd be great.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, who has the say in the coordinator hirings? Is it Mike? Is it Art? So Dan Campbell has had great coordinators, but they're doing just as good as they have been without those coordinators this year.
I think, well, no, they're not. I would disagree with that. They started out really shaky, and they're 8-6. They're kind of mid, just like the Steelers. But the thing,
who have they played? They've played a much tougher schedule than the Steelers, though.
Okay, I'm just talking about, again, at the beginning of the season, they were expected to be much better than they were, and they just didn't perform, which is why Campbell took over play calling, for example. And the defense is not a good defense. If their defense plays the way they played on Sunday against the Rams versus the Steelers have a chance. They do. And I'm not saying our defense will do enough to stop their offense, but I'm saying that if their defense plays like that, it could be a track meet. We'll see. But back to the point at hand, the thing that Campbell has had going for him that Mike doesn't. And yeah, you've got decision making, no question, that definitely comes into play. And fighting for your guy because you want this hire. But Detroit pays their coordinators.
Yep.
Detroit pays their coordinators.
Fair point.
Okay. Ben Johnson made it clear when he was a passing game coordinator and people wanted to hire him as an OC that he wanted $5 million a year. Now, I don't know what he ended up getting from the Lions, but when you say straight up, I want $5 million a year to be an offensive coordinator, maybe that's what he got. I don't know. Well, who's the guy that Vegas just fired? What's his fuck? Chip Kelly. He was making $6 million a year. So there are teams that are paying coordinators big money. I doubt very much that either coordinator in the Steelers even makes $1 million a year.
Well, don't you think they're going to have to get into that echelon?
They should have years ago.
Oh, well.
And they haven't, which is why they're in the position that they are. And this is what I was talking about either last week or the week before when I said you have to be honest about what you are and how you got there.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the conversations they need to have. This is who we are now. and this is how we got here. And the rest of the league is doing this, and we're not.
Let me shift gears. I want to go back to something way, way back in the beginning, and I think Melvin it was that mentioned the question about Warren. Ian, did he look like he was pressing the other night? He had the one decent run that was called back because of a holding penalty, but other than that, he did not have a real good night. What does it look like to you with Jaylen Warren? Is Ian listening to me?
I don't know.
Ian?
Yeah,
Ian?
sorry. Can you hear me?
Are you muted?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I was just
hear me
asking
now?
you about Jaylen Warren. Is he pressing a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I think a little bit. Sorry, my computer was like freaking out. I tried to save a Word document, and it was like, "Oh, we don't want you to do this." But no, I think he is pressing a little bit. I think he might need a little more patience, but Warren has always been a guy that's been a very decisive runner, that when he hits the hole, he hits it hard and just goes, whether it's the right decision or wrong decision, he'll just go. So it maybe he's pressing a little bit, but I think at the same time, we've talked about for years, the line plays probably the best it's been right now in 3 or 4 years. But considering he played for so long behind shitty offensive lines, like if he doesn't see something and his instinct is to bounce it. So kind of a creature of habit too, but I think the line now is starting to gel together and starting to open some things up. So he probably can be a little bit more patient, but I think that's something that kind of comes with film review too, that you go there, you watch the film and you're like, oh, hey, I see something, I could hit that. And then,
Did you compliment the Steelers offensive line? Are we shifting our narrative on Pat Meyer a little bit? Are we?
I don't know how
pretty
much
hard on the guy at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, we were. They've progressed very nicely.
Okay.
Everybody's being a dick in the chat, but I'm not. So here's the thing about Pat Meyer is that he hasn't been good enough for a long time, and now he's showing signs of progress. But in my opinion, they need a better offensive line coach to get them to that next level. And I don't think Pat Meyer can do that.
Nope.
And
that's fair.
That's no disrespect to Pat Meyer.
Yeah, it is.
Just,
well, right. He is what he is, right, Scarps?
Like he can only elevate you so much, and then you need a guy that's better. And like, shouldn't you want that? Shouldn't you, like, as an organization, shouldn't you want that? And like, maybe that's the tough conversation you have to have. You say, Pat, listen, we appreciate everything you've done, and this isn't personal. It's just business. We need a guy who can get them a little bit higher and get them better. And, I don't know what his contract situation is, but like, I want to give him credit this year because they definitely have gotten better. And I don't want to take that away from him because that guy's taking a lot of pressure and he's taking a lot of heat, but I don't think he's a guy that can get them to where they need to be.
Yeah.
I say it all the time, and I'm going to say it again. What they have along the offensive line is a lot of talent, and good players make good coaches. So
that's good.
If Meyer leaves, he'll get another job because he had a group of good guys, and it makes him look like a good coach. When every other stop he's had, he didn't look particularly impressive because he's not. And the way he's handled Broderick Jones in particular, I'm sorry, has been, come on. The dude's in his third year, and he's, so.
Yeah, got to have more.
First round pick. He's a lock. Plug and play players, rookie year. And he's languished. I am not impressed with Pat Meyer at all. And, nor should Broderick Jones. That dude should be making, $20 million a year after his fourth year. Mm-hmm. He's not going to because he hasn't performed. And the guy who was supposed to get him there hasn't.
To be fair, Broderick wasn't necessarily thought of as a plug-and-play player when he came out in the draft. He was more of physical, he has
limited
the physical size, but he was young and raw, right? Was the thing, was that he was that lump of clay that, fit the mold of an offensive tackle, had the athleticism, had the size, but needed the refinement in his technique, and he hasn't gotten there. But I think to your point, Ben, he hasn't had that refinement, which is all coaching, right?
Yeah, you think, right? I mean, and maybe some guys don't pick things up as fast, and that happens. But the way that Jones was painted was that you could play him right away because he was athletic enough to lose with bad technique. Excuse me, to win, even though he had bad technique.
Yeah,
to lose infrequently because he was an athlete. And he did that at right tackle, which gave us all hope. We were like, oh, shit, he's actually playing really well. And granted, yes, his rookie year, he really was the most talented guy along a terrible line. He was. But after that, I mean, he just hasn't done anything. He's just kind of plateaued, it seems.
Yeah, our Charger in Australia mentioned, we never talk about the center, and I think part of the reason is it's not that Zach Frazier is like so awesome that he doesn't make mistakes and stuff, but I think it's kind of like when you don't mention an offensive lineman, that's usually a good thing, and I think that's where it is with him.
He's really solid.
He plays very good fundamental football.
He might be hurt though.
He is dinged up. There are mistakes that are made, but man, I think that's the biggest reason we don't talk about him is because he just is solid.
The
other Longo next to him at right guard, who's like still doing some shit where I'm like, dude, really?
Right. Now,
did you know the snap count on that play? And you just bashed the shit out of the guy in front of you, didn't you?
If Frazier cannot go, then that slides McCollum in there.
Yeah.
And then you definitely have I'm sorry, I forget at left tackle. Spencer Anderson's going to have to be a left guard.
Yeah.
So
the other thing I'll say about Frazier is that when your center play is bad, and we've seen this over the years with
we've seen it.
Sean Mahan and some other guys. Like when your center play is bad, it's extremely noticeable. When your center play is
worse than Kendrick Green. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, Kendrick Green, exactly. When you have bad center play, it's extremely noticeable.
Yeah.
What Mark said is spot on with Frazier. Like he's not Marquise Pouncey, he's not Dermontti Dawson, he's not Mike Webster, he's not blowing people away, but he's solid and just good in the middle, and it's good enough that you don't notice him, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, he's better than good enough, in my opinion. Yeah. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's
just not a great player, and there are some great centers out there right now. I don't think he's one of them, but he's a good player.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Can I talk about the Dolphins for a minute?
Yeah,
sure.
So the first half was obviously pretty close, kind of a defensive slugfest. Offense has struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
They absolutely gave up after halftime. Like, I really think they went in the locker room and got warm and came back out in the cold and were just like, fuck this. Like, they really
it seemed like it, didn't it?
It really did, didn't it? Yeah.
Like, I felt it at 14-3, and I absolutely felt it at 21-3.
At 21-3, I was like,
it was
these
like
guys
they
just
were
quit.
done.
Yeah.
I don't know if it happened right at halftime, but it was somewhere in the third quarter. They were just like, fuck it. I want to get on the bus.
And I think what it was to me in the third quarter was they just looked a step slower. Like in the first half, their defense was kind of flying around.
Oh, man, they were coming up on those flats and stuff. Just killing us.
And then in the third quarter, they just looked a step slower than they were in the first half. And I think, the hype and excitement of the game kind of wore off a little bit. And, they got that little taste of the warmth of the locker room and then had to go back out in the cold. And you could just tell they didn't want it. And it's been a long time since I've seen a team just like flat out give up at Heinz Field. But
probably Cleveland that one year. Is
It was
the
Cleveland.
last
There was a
Ben's final game.
There have been
There
lots
was
of
a-
years.
Yeah, Ben's final
final
game.
game.
The Browns
Ben's
absolutely
final
gave
game.
up.
Yeah.
There was a game against the Rams too. I think it was the year they wound up firing Jeff Fisher, but they came in and were just terrible, and you could just tell they didn't want to play that game at all. It was like week 16 or 17.
I recall.
Scarps probably remembers what year it was.
That
The
game was
Rams
actually
game?
kind of close,
Rams.
wasn't it?
No? We beat them pretty handily.
Oh, 2010. Kellen Clemens.
Yeah.
Oh, that far back. Okay.
No, my bad.
Yeah.
2011. Charlie Batch started that game. And
Yeah,
Trey Essex
right.
played center.
Yeah.
And
The-
Trey Essex, if you're listening, fucking love you. You got a game ball for that. I remember that.
Yeah. But the Rams wanted no part of that game, right? Like they just totally were going through the motions. You could absolutely tell. Steven Jackson was the only one out there who was trying.
That's
I
right.
remember sitting there
now I
watching
remember
like
the game.
this
Yeah.
guy's the only one out here trying.
Scarps, did you ever get a game ball?
Did I ever get a game ball?
Yeah.
For PR.
No, I'm trying to think I'm trying to think the closest thing I got to a game ball.
Like Big Ben's towel or something.
You got the
No, I
you got the PR award that one year. You
Oh,
guys.
Oh
got.
yeah, that's fair.
Well,
yeah.
no, I just wondered if
No.
Tomlin maybe said, "Hey, PR, great job this
everybody,
week, game ball."
Everybody says Ben is a dick, but that was very nice of him to say that. Yes, Roselle Award.
I am not a dick.
No,
You
I know.
are.
Thank you. I know. No, Roselle Award is probably a game ball, but I always say this. After that Cincinnati playoff game,
Yeah.
the Joey Porter Jerry Porter game.
Jerry Porter.
I mean, like we were all like, and I mean this, we were all fucking standing on the sideline, being like, "All right, just end this fucking shit so we can go home." And then all this shit started to unfold.
Yeah.
The unforgotten play of that game was Fitzgerald Toussaint, the running back at the time, caught like a third down pass for a first down, which actually extended the drive, which led to it. And I mean, we were all just sitting there like, "Oh, this fucking game's over." And then like we started
All right.
And I remember when we went into the locker room, I was one of the last people in, and Mike Tomlin, well, Darius Hayward-Bay was at the door, and then Mike Tomlin was in the middle of the room, and like DHB, like I fucking chest bumped him, like it was such a cool moment. And then I walked in the room, and like Mike looked, like Mike looked at me, we made eye contact, and like, I mean, like I gave Mike and I dapped up. It was the loudest fucking bang of a fucking. It was like, bang, fucking bang, and I hugged him, and like I've never done that in my life, and so that's probably my game ball.
There was your game ball right there, buddy.
But it was pretty much like, Ryan, get the fuck out of the way so I could break the team down. Right? Like, probably one of those things.
That's good stuff.
But yeah, so that again, so when people say I hate Mike and no, I fucking love Mike. I want Mike to win a fucking playoff game. I want Mike to win a Super Bowl again. And those are the things that you don't see like from Mike, because like he doesn't show it to the camera.
No,
but like that fucking guy was so fucking pumped to win that fucking playoff game.
Yeah.
And like I would give anything to see that again, knowing that behind the scenes, he's relishing it. So
speaking of the Dolphins real quick, Tua Tagovailoa is now the third string quarterback. So not only did we end their season, but we ended Tua as well. He was awful, guys. The sacks he took were just brutal.
Terrible. The sacks he took were just fucking brutal. The pick he threw.
Oh,
I was
God.
like, I looked at everybody. I was like, that's what he does. He's going to do it again. He's going to do it again.
Yeah.
He's going to. He didn't, but
he had a few balls that were close.
He had a few balls that should have been picked, and it didn't happen. And it was just like, that's just who this dude is. He doesn't see guys. He doesn't see the guys in the black jerseys. How the fuck do you miss the guy in the black jersey and the black helmet? How the fuck? Your guys are wearing white. Yeah. How the fuck do you miss that?
I get the feeling there's a lot more going on there than just him.
Hey, subtle thing that I don't know if anybody noticed, and this is one of the reasons I gave the game ball to the offensive line. Did you notice the offensive line all wore white gloves?
Yes. Yes.
Is that a
Trey has
is that a
exploited
uniform clash?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They all wore white gloves because the
Blend.
Dolphins were wearing white.
Yeah.
It's a blend, not a clash. Yeah.
No, the
Yes.
Patriots
So
used to do that
if-
all the time too.
If there's a hold, well,
Yeah, and I think
just
we
kinda
got called
blends
for
in
one,
there.
I think. Yeah.
And it's like, hey, so smart play there, gentlemen.
No, it
Smart
was.
play.
Yeah, I like that. Play with your head once in a while. It's that head. In any case, yeah. So Steelers will, of course, go to Detroit this week. Playoff scenarios, it's very simple this week. The Steelers can't really do anything. Okay, they can't clinch. Doesn't matter what they do. Doesn't matter what other teams do. The Ravens will play Sunday night at home against the Patriots. The Patriots are going to be, I think, pretty pissed off after blowing that 21-point lead to Buffalo at home. So the Ravens will know what they need to do when that game kicks off, because the Steelers and Lions game will have probably just ended before that, being that we're a 4:25 kick. So, that's not wrong, T. Mills. Did he have just one flag last week?
No, he had no flags.
Was it no? Yeah, okay.
No,
couldn't remember.
he had no accepted flags.
But
there were some calls where we were like, I don't know, Joey. That was. I mean, I'll give Joey props. Like, he plays right up to the line, and sometimes he goes over it.
Oh yeah.
He's not allowing much. Where he burns us is when he gets a PI call. At least he's not burning us by allowing the big play. I mean, like Slay. I mean, allowing the big catch for a touchdown, that's way worse than getting a DPI call.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I thought Samuel was, I mean, obviously he had the pick, but I thought he did pretty well, for
that
a guy,
pick was easy. I mean, any NFL corner that sees that ball in the air is going to be like, oh, you threw it late and you threw it inside. Okay, thank you.
To his credit, and Coach Bobby talks about this in our Slack chat all the time, about the defense covering grass instead of covering guys, right? His responsibility there was the short flat. He saw there was nobody coming out from the backfield into that short flat, and he sunk back in front of that route that got him in position.
Good point.
So that's a veteran play of a guy looking for a receiver to cover rather than just standing there in the grass being like, I'm in my spot. I'm going to cover whatever comes here.
For sure.
I did my responsibility. That's a guy going out there and putting himself in position to make a play.
That was one of the points that I think Romo made when he was talking about it. He's like, Tua's got to know there's no one coming into the flat to hold Samuel there. Aikman. He has to know that. Yeah. Was it Aikman? It was Aikman.
Yeah, it would have been Aikman. Yeah.
He's like, he has to know that and not throw that ball. Or if you're going to throw it, you throw it back shoulder and outside. You don't throw it inside late.
And I totally agree. And I would also say, like, in the most respectful way possible, the guy has had multiple head injuries, concussions.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's playing the game differently because of that, but let's be real. That pick Asante Samuel Jr. had, none of us. I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
a lot of corners could have made that.
A lot of corners could have made that. A lot of corners could have made that
absolutely.
Play. And as soon as he threw the ball, I was like, what the fuck is he doing? And like, no, it benefits.
Like,
Now, again, I know I'm a hater, but I do want the Steelers to win. But I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like,
it was awesome.
And like, it's like, no, I don't think that we're going to be able to run the ball as effectively as they had against some really shitty teams.
Yeah.
The Commanders, Jets, and Saints, or Saints, Jets. But it's almost like, why were you trying to do that? It's like, I feel that like teams, when they play the Steelers, especially the Ravens, always try to prove that they're not who we thought they were.
Yeah.
When if they would have just tried to run the ball more, I think that game would have been more competitive on Monday night.
Miami went away from it.
And I think that Ravens game would have unfolded a little differently. Oh, we got a fucking ball game. This Thursday night football game is actually one of the best I've seen in a long time.
That's good because it's usually a shitty product.
Yeah,
It is usually a shitty product, but I mean, and I said this, I'm just happy that the Steelers won, and then literally by the middle of the third quarter, I was like, I could go to bed if I wanted to, but I'm not because I like pain.
Right.
It didn't matter because they won going away. They had competent quarterback play. They had a good running game. The defense rose up despite not having several starters.
The defense played well because they were rested. Finally,
because
the offense could
of
finally sustain some fucking drives, and the defense came out, especially in the third quarter. Holy shit! The way the defense played in the third quarter, I was just like, wow, god damn it! Why don't you guys do this every fucking week? And then I was like, because they're not rested. Okay, now I get
it.
And they're not playing Tua every week.
Yes. Well, so Ian,
the offense was just playing way better. They were sustaining drives.
Ian, you're right. Like they're not playing Tua every week, but I want to give Aaron Rodgers credit right now, and I don't know how this season is going to end.
Right.
But he played, and I mean, he did not look good for a month. He didn't.
Yeah.
He looked shitty for a month.
Yep.
And then back-to-back weeks, he looks really good against the Ravens defense that I don't think is very good. And they were like, you know what? I dare you to play us deep and beat us deep. Right. And Rodgers was like, fuck it. I got nothing to lose. Let's run around.
The Ravens D did a pretty good job on Joe Burrow.
Oh, man.
This past week, they did. But not before.
Right. Thanksgiving night.
But T. Higgins wasn't playing.
Oh,
okay.
I mean, T. Higgins is absolutely a difference maker.
Oh yeah.
But this past week, I thought Rodgers early on didn't look good, but he started to take what the defense gave him. And at this point, I think that's all you can do. Now, am I saying that this team is going to win a Super Bowl? No. Am I saying that Aaron Rodgers is not 42 years old? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But he has given them better quarterback play than Russ, obviously than Mason. I mean, he's given them better quarterback play than Ben, since someone than Ben, and I think that matters.
Ben in 2020 was good, but after that he was
So I think it matters to a certain extent, but at the same time, you know, his #A is not great. They're still relying on, like, not this past game, but they're still relying too much on Yak.
Past couple of weeks, he's played better, but I agree with you. I mean, weeks 6 through, I don't know, for about 5-6 weeks after week 6 through, where are we? Week 16. So week
12,
week 7 through week 13.
Yeah.
Rodgers did not look good. And I don't know if he was injured or what the fuck his deal was, or if he was just afraid of what was going on.
Well, he did miss the one game too.
But he missed the one game. But he did not play well. And the last couple of weeks, he has played much better. I don't get it. He was very, very comfortable standing behind the line this week. And that was one of the reasons I gave the game ball to the offensive line. Like, they were doing what they needed to do to protect him. And I don't think he was pressured once. Like, no, that's not true. He was sacked.
Well, he was sacked 3 times, but I mean, you could almost make the argument a couple of those, he just held the ball too long.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All of them. He holds the ball too fucking long. But, you know, by the same token, he's just like Ben in so much as he wants to hold the ball. He wants to try, and he still thinks he can be that young guy who can get away from the pass rush.
30 in this fucking Thursday night football game after the Seahawks were left for dead. This is fucking must-see cinema. If you wanted to see Casey Kasem, I suggest you tune into this game as well. I'm just saying.
So I think that
Sorry.
Aaron still thinks that he can do what he used to do when he was younger, and run around behind the line and extend the play, and he can't. And the line protecting him better the last couple of weeks has made a lot of difference. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but apparently the Steelers' offensive line has allowed the lowest pressure percentage of any line in the offensive in the NFL this year, which I'm baffled by. But
is a lot of that getting the ball out quick like you did early on?
A lot of it was that for sure. But they have played better, and they've played better as a unit as the season has gone on, I think. And again, like Pat Meyer is like an average coach, but we need a guy who can carry this line further. Fuck, is Bill Callahan available? I mean, his son got fired.
I think he is available. Someone would actually call him.
Ian, you had one other point on?
So two things actually. One on Rodgers. Melvin asked a very good question about is Jaylen Warren pressing? I think early in the year Rodgers was pressing a little bit, right? Like Ben said, he was trying to be the same guy. He was trying to scramble around, and he stepped himself into some sacks, right?
Yep.
He even admitted it. He said, "I stepped up in the pocket and ran into that guy." Like, he created problems for himself, and he admitted that, but he was doing it. And I think now he's starting to maybe realize a little more what his physical ability actually is, and is not trying to press quite as much.
Well put, Ian.
He still has a little bit of that old gunslinger in him that he wants to do it, but
just like Ben did.
Right, exactly. But I think he realizes he's not as fast and as mobile as he used to be, and it's okay to hang in the pocket for a little bit longer. That said, sometimes he does need to get rid of the ball a little quicker. But, the other thing I wanted to mention about Tua is we're seeing this really interesting divide now league-wide of these teams that have paid their quarterbacks, $250 million, right?
Yeah.
$250 million plus. That you've got the one group that's like, this was a great investment. We're locked into these guys. They're our franchise quarterbacks. This is working out really well. You've got the other group that's like, we really fucking regret this.
Yeah.
But the contracts are structured so poorly that they can't get out of them, right? You've got Cleveland with Watson. You've got Arizona with Kyler. You've got Tua in Miami. Right?
Cleveland did that to themselves. And actually, they fucked over the whole rest of the league with that.
They did it to everybody else too, right? And the way the contracts are structured, if you get a guy playing like Justin Herbert, or a guy playing like Josh Allen, or a guy playing even like Trevor Lawrence now, who was kind of, written off and left for dead, but just resurrected his career. Those guys are playing at a level, and the contracts are structured in a way that it doesn't kill their cap. But for the teams that it doesn't work out for, they're in Miami would have to take almost $100 million in dead money if they cut
only 99.2.
Only 99.
Yeah,
only 99.2,
almost 100, right?
I mean, it's merely a 99.2.
Jeez. Yeah, that's still more than a third of the cap though, because the cap's 270, 280 million.
It's enough to pay how many guys?
Right. Exactly. So this is the danger though. Why you really want to make sure that quarterback is the guy if you're going to pay him that much money. And Melvin's right. Denver took the hit on Russ and the dead money, and that could have gone really poorly for Denver if Bo Nix had turned out to be Kenny Pickett 2.0, which he didn't. But
Bo Nix is speaking of efficiency. Bo Nix is not a great quarterback. They have a good offensive line there. Bo Nix does enough inside of Peyton's scheme. I'm not impressed with Bo Nix. I'm sorry.
They've got a really damn good defense, though.
He's going to have to author a few of those comebacks because the times he's been in the position to bring the team back, he hasn't been able to do it.
Yeah, I think Denver is not that great a team. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm going to call you a hater on that one.
No.
Okay.
You call me a hater all the
It's
time.
because Bo Nix is not that good.
He just fucking threw 4 touchdowns against the Packers.
Yeah,
And
okay.
the Steelers
He
got
reminds me of
embarrassed
Rex
at home by
Grossman. He reminds me of Rex Grossman.
Wow. There's a comparison.
Wow.
He's going to get to a Super Bowl and fail badly.
Well, maybe.
Bo Nix feels like a high-end Kenny Pickett. That is such a disgrace to
Kenny
I don't
Pickett.
even know who it
To
is.
Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenny Pickett is just not good, dude.
He had what, 25 attempts for 65 yards at one point.
64.
Right.
64.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what he finished with.
Dom,
Dude,
you know
that's
I love
what he
you, but
finished with.
Dom, you know I love you, but Denver is not the 2020 Steelers.
No.
You're not watching the same
They're
fucking
not.
thing. You're not
They're
watching it.
Why not? I think
Well,
I think Dom's looking at record.
First of all, the Denver defense is way better,
They are.
and the Denver offense is not as predictable as the Steelers'
Well,
offense was in 2020.
No,
There
because
is
they have
no
a better
blueprint.
coach.
There is no blueprint for the Steelers for the Denver offense as there was
yeah, eventually
Pittsburgh's
for this-
offense.
Yeah.
Because what was his name? Wink Martindale. Wink
Wink
Martindale.
Martindale.
Stink Martindale.
They had that COVID extension. And
Yeah,
Wink Martindale
they had
fucking
11
expressed-
days
Yeah.
between
Because Lamar and
games.
his boys went to a strip club and all got COVID from it, and then we had to pay the price.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
fucking
You're right.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Lamar didn't even
That whole
play,
thing was
though.
fucking bullshit. The NFL announcing before the season that if your players were positive, you're just going to have to forfeit, and then not
And then-
sticking to it.
Right.
Hold up. Lamar didn't play. Fucking RG3 started that game, and they
That's
almost
right.
won with RG3.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Trace McSorley came in.
Shut
You're
up,
right.
Aaron.
What killed us that year was Alex Smith in the Washington football team.
Yes.
That's what fucking
That's
killed
yeah,
us.
that was it.
That was another like Wednesday or Thursday game,
Yes,
though.
it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that was weird,
Well,
wasn't it?
I'm a
Wink
hater.
Weird
Martin. Yeah, I'll put the blueprint out.
Lo-fi.
He did that year. Yeah.
Lo-fi.
Let's talk
Martindale
a
put
little.
the blueprint out.
We've
He
already
did.
actually talked quite a bit of the Lions, so I want to do some predictions and get to Casey and so the
2 p.m. Charger.
He's in,
yeah,
he's
he's
in
in Australia, man.
We
Fucking
are
right.
we are a worldwide show. This is amazing. This is so
Look-
much fun, man.
Look at this guy. He's
Prestige
going to the strip club after
nationwide.
this show. Look at this guy.
Prestige nationwide.
Love it. Steelers will be at the Detroit Lions. That is inside. They'll be in the friendly confines of Ford Field. Shout out to my buddy Mick. He's our head football coach at the school I teach at. He's going to be honored at the Lions game coming up on Sunday.
For
One of the he was selected as one of the top high school football coaches. They pick one each
Nice.
week. The Steelers do the same type of thing.
Yes, they do.
So
Hell
Nick
yeah.
Nick and I have our powwows every morning about 6:45, and so yeah, he's heading
Wait,
over there.
you have meetings at 6:45 a.m.
Well, they're not formal. I mean, I'm at work by 6:30. I mean,
After you do the podcast, it ends at 11
yeah.
while you're drinking.
Wait, hold on.
Wait a minute. What do we- what?
Are you an hour behind us?
No, he's not.
No.
Mark's in the
I'm
time
same as
zone
you
us.
guys. I'm Eastern.
Yeah.
So only Ben is a puss. I'm
Right.
just saying.
Yes. Yes.
I was just fucking with you. I love you.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Hey, you know what, dude?
Uh,
I got to work.
Tis the season to be a prick, and I'm a
Uh,
prick.
No, but Mark,
yes.
you just went up a notch in my estimation because you're like going to work after drinking with the guys on a Thursday
That-
every morning by 6:30.
I am up at 5, buddy.
Fuck.
So
All
by
right.
the time I get done editing, and I get a few hours sleep, but that's okay. I can rise to the occasion. Anyway,
Speaking
Steelers.
of which, just real quick,
Yeah.
folks listening, this is our last Thursday show of the year.
Oh,
Christmas
yeah.
is next
Look
week.
at
New Year's
that.
is the week after. We are Tuesday the next 2 weeks.
We're on the holiday schedule coming up.
Yeah.
here,
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
So
Thank you,
next
Ian.
Tuesday,
Really good point.
Next Tuesday, December 23rd, is the official day of Festivus. So we have a Festivus show.
The airing of the grievances.
The airing of the grievances.
As if we don't do that every week anyway.
Right.
We do.
Yeah, but that'll be next Tuesday, and then the following Tuesday, of course, will
Yes.
be leading into New Year's. So, in any case, the Steelers at the Lions, 4:25 p.m. this Sunday. Jim Nance and Tony Romo on the call of this one. And I believe I went first last week with predictions. So anyone want to volunteer?
I've successfully Filiponied the Steelers all year, so
Yeah, please do it. But please do it.
I'll go. I think the thing that worries me the most about this game. Listen, I've been wrong every time, so I'm just going to keep picking against the Steelers because just full disclosure, I've been wrong, and I hope I'm still wrong. The thing that worries me about this game is the extremely fast track of the indoor turf, and the Lions have a lot of speed on offense.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is really good at getting open against multiple kinds of defenses. We saw what JSN did to us when we played Seattle, and I think Amon-Ra is a better receiver overall. Plus, they've got some other really speedy guys and Jamar Gibbs. And I think Detroit's a desperate team right now that's really playing for their postseason lives, whereas we're kind of in the position where, we could lose the next two games and still have a chance to win the division if we beat Baltimore, which I don't think we'll lose the next two, but I'll go on a quick tangent here. There is a scenario where we could clinch before the Ravens game.
Yes.
The scenario where it happens is if we have the same result as Baltimore this week. So whether we both win, we both lose, whatever it is, same result as Baltimore this week. And then next week, we beat Cleveland and they lose to Green Bay.
Right.
Then we would clinch the division because we'd be
The
two
Rats
games
have
up with one
three
game
tough
to play.
games.
Yes, they do.
They do. So I think Detroit's offense is going to roll, especially with how much our edge rushers are hurt. I think this is going to be another 30-point outing against our defense, which we've seen a lot this year. It seems like our defense has a good game and a bad game. I don't think Detroit's defense is that great though, so I think our offense can score some points. So I'm going to go 38-24 Green or 38-24 Lions.
Whoa,
Jesus, 14 points.
38.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
They're going to score a lot. Or wait, no, actually, wait. Can I amend that? 34-24. I'll go.
All right.
Yeah, 34-24. 10 points.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah,
all right.
34-24.
Ben, what do you got?
I watched the Lions play against the Rams and the way they were playing defense, and I know they're hurt, and I get it, but I see a team that they're desperate. They got to try and win, but the way they played defense last week, I think it gives the Steelers a legitimate chance. I really do, and especially the way the offensive line of the Steelers is playing. Yes, it is a fast track, but the Steelers have athletes too.
Mm-hmm.
They just have to they've got to play better coverage schemes. So Derek Harmon coming back. I think we're going to have some success with Gibbs. I'm really worried about what Goff is going to do. God, I am going to go Steelers 31, Lions 28.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Okay. Scarpino.
This is just not a good matchup for the Steelers. And I've had some drinks. It's not a good matchup for the Steelers in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
If the Steelers do not start out fast, which I don't think they're going to do, that is what it is going to seal their doom. Dan, I met you. I'm so happy I met Dan because
Dan is
now
awesome.
I know who Dan is. And
he's kind of an asshole. I've known him for
see what he
20
has
years.
to put up with.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But
what do you got?
I don't think a 30-point game is avoidable for the Steelers defense unless they get some super luck.
Yeah.
But I think the Steelers make it close.
Okay.
This is not a good matchup for the Steelers. I'm going to go Lions 34, Steelers 27.
Ooh. Well, I have Lions 31, Steelers 27.
Okay.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to be able to score. I just don't know that we're going to be able to score enough.
You guys are all haters.
And yeah, so we'll see.
Fucking haters.
Before we end this particular episode of the SCB Steelers podcast, it is time to turn it over to the great and currently late Mr. Casey Kasem.
Dead.
Dead.
No, don't make me laugh before Casey. Casey's Coast to Coast, American Top 40. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the week that was December 18th, 2004. Our favorite correspondent and non-ball knower, Ryan, is back with us again this week, and he writes, Dear Casey, the fan police, they live all over X. The fan police, they call me a hater in my bed. The Steelers fan police, they're coming to arrest me, oh no. Hello again, Casey. As you know, that's a parody of Dream Police by the band Cheap Trick, not to be confused with my ex-wife. Casey, if you're not picking up when I'm laying down, my ex-wife is a whore.
Except that she doesn't exist. But beyond that, yeah.
Whether or not my ex-wife is real or not is none of your business, man. Speaking of whores, fun fact, Julia Roberts' first concert ever was Cheap Trick. I don't know if she's a whore in real life, Casey, but she played one in Pretty Women. Pretty Woman. I fucked it up. Okay. All right, let's get back here. Shit. Speaking of pretty, boy, the Steelers actually won a game by the third quarter. I can't remember the last time I posted Dagger Drive, warm up the buses. It was probably when Aaron Rodgers was in high school in 1979, which is oddly enough the same year Dream Police was released by Cheap Trick. Casey, I want you to want me. After the fire, after all the rain, I will be the flame. Also, the Steelers have no intentions of surrender. But let's be clear, Casey. Those are Cheap Trick references.
Yeah.
You know. Let's be clear, Casey. The Dolphins were interested in that game for about 20 minutes. They quit way before halftime.
That's fair.
I haven't seen a team fold like that since the Steelers defense does every postseason. Miami tapped out like John Cena did in his final match.
Ooh.
That's for you, Aaron.
Yeah.
But a win isn't enough, Casey. Everyone is back on the Steelers' nuts. In particular, Mike Tomlin's nuts. Casey, I'm so old I remember when the Steelers' victory was another day at the office. Fans didn't need to proclaim, where is the Fire Tomlin crowd at now?
Uh-huh.
Or, they know what they're doing. But I have to ask, Casey, do they know what they're doing? Is there a playoff victory in the past 8 years that I've missed? I'm so old, I also remember when this team's success was measured in playoff victories, not regular season victories or fan victories. Listen, we all want this team to be successful. There's no need to pound your chest after every win. Even if we do win a playoff game, there's no need to brag. Be humble. There's no need to. Just lose it. Well, Ryan, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars and keep your radio too right where it is. At number 25 this week, here's Eminem with Just Lose It.
Well done. Well done. Was trying to think. I was going to ask a question. Well, was Casey Kasem still alive in 2004?
Yes.
He died in what, 14?
When did Casey? Here, let me look.
Something like that. I was.
Let me look up when my idol died.
Yeah, 2014. You're right.
Yeah,
my Google machine is faster than Ryan's.
Yeah, the Google machine.
Sorry, I'm on the Casey Kasem Twitter account right now trying to post this.
Thanks once again, everybody, for being with us. We know it's a busy time of year, but thanks for making time for us. And check out the website, steelcityblitz.com. And we are on socials, Instagram, Facebook, X, and all kinds of other things too. In any case, enjoy the game this weekend. Big, pretty much national audience at 425. And let's hope the Steelers can pull it off. And if they don't, then we root for the Patriots. Well, we're going to be rooting for the Patriots either way. So thanks as always, guys. And of course, go Steelers.
Ravens suck.
We've had some drinks.